Guys, welcome to Football on the Streets. Today's edition will
Yeah.
be looking at the halfway of the Premier League. The Premier League is exactly halfway into the 2025-2026 season. We'll be looking at teams who have made their mark, those who have not lived up to expectations, and we'll also be looking at the underdogs would look like. And with me, I have my big host and my big guy, Mr. Josh. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so before we go to the review of the season so far, what's your
Yeah.
take on the game with Manchester United and Wolves yesterday?
Well, that is the match we should have won on paper, but I don't know what happened. You know, I don't know whether Amorim was still tweaking formation inside game. I don't. In fact, honestly, I don't really have anything to say about the match because I'm way beyond disappointed.
Your,
When I say disappointed, in fact,
I'm
that's an
still I'm
understatement.
still just seeing your head. You don't want us to see your mouth.
What's going
All
on?
right, all right. Yes, now it's
The
better.
interface is
Yeah, it's better now.
okay.
So that game, prior to that game,
Mm,
Wolves has picked up just 2 points all season. Given the fact that United had in a reverse fixture defeated Wolves 4-1 at the Molineux, everybody was
exactly.
expecting it to
Yeah.
be a free ride for Man United. What do you think went wrong?
Well, I feel for me is the willingness, the will to win that game was not. I didn't see it in the squad yesterday. I Unlike the game against Newcastle, the will to win. Other people might argue that due to Amorim's changes and due to him trying to tweak the formation during the game, but that alone should not stop the team now, at least. And again, Sesko, well, I just hope that guy comes. I just pray that guy finds his form as quick as possible. Because that game yesterday depended on the chances that was afforded to him. If he had taken those chances, we wouldn't be talking about being disappointed in the game. Rather, we would have been smiling talking about the game yesterday.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yes, the game it was painful both to the players and to the fans. Now talking about Benjamin Chesko, do you think he's improving or he's degrading? Because prior to his injury, I think he was in fine form, and since he came back from the injury, he's been mishitting balls. Just like you noted yesterday, there were chances he should have converted, and it's not going well.
Exactly.
What exactly is the problem? Is it United missing their attacking prowess with Ahmad and Brian Mbeumo not in the squad, or it's just the United strikers thing?
Well, it's easy for us to now sit down here and make excuses for him. Though the excuse that can come up for Sesko right now is that the squad he started playing with, they are not there at the moment. Because at least when you see Ahmad and Buemo down the right flank, they are not really there for him. So I feel he has to now, make do with the ones that are the likes of Joshua Zexi. He's not really used to them because the people that he started with, they are not really there for him. So I feel, it's very easy for us to sit down now and start making excuses for him. All we need now is for him to get us that result.
All right.
I don't want to, I don't want to say much about Sesko right now. I just hope he gets to that form that we expect of him.
All right.
That's all.
All we need is for him to get back to that form. That's a very big word from you there, Josh. Thank you for that. Now let's look at the Premier League in full, starting from the first game of the season till this very moment. What's your take? Look at Arsenal trying to keep up the pace of winning the league this season. City slipped. City is now back in form. Liverpool slipped. Liverpool is trying to gain momentum. We have Chelsea and Enzo Maresca who were title contenders from the first week of the season, struggling to keep up with wins now. And then there is Manchester United, whom even the fans are not happy. Amorim is not happy. The club has picked wins in lesser numbers
Uh,
the entirety of this year. So the Premier League overall this season has been interesting and uninteresting. We have Aston Villa vying for European places. What's your take generally from the beginning of the season to this moment?
well, in fact, this season has been quite a roller coaster because if you see just from the first five fixtures, in your mind you say, oh, finally it's like Ancelotti is ready to fight or to defend the title. But somewhere along the line, just for them to go for international break and come back, before you know, they lost that form, they lost that spark in the team. I don't even know what went wrong in Liverpool team. Before you know, they started losing games. Sometimes it was easy to see the cracks in the team because there were some games you see that this game normally they don't deserve to win it, but something like maybe late penalties and all these diamond goals that they thrive on in order to get all 3 points from the games. But at a point, then the team started reversing, started backfiring on them. Instead of them getting those late goals now, the late goals now they were not the one conceding the late goals. They started losing games, and before you know, they started dropping. Then you see the likes of Man City coming up again. Arsenal, who were, in fact, if you see them, it's also almost as if they were blazing. I think, how many points lead were they having?
Arsenal were
I
almost
can't
running
really
away
remember
with
the
the league.
figures
They
when
were
it
almost
when it comes to the I can't really remember the figure when it comes to the maximum lead that they have over second position. But I think at a point, at least there were 9 points. They had 9 points gap second position. All of a sudden, due to their own slip-ups, Arsenal being Arsenal, even from previous seasons, something we could even testify to. Then you see them now, they know Arsenal team, the whole Arsenal board as a whole, or the team, the coach, that's Arteta himself, he knows any slip-up from him now is going to lose that first position. And for him to climb back on is very difficult, given who is chasing them. Man City, they are not in fact, they are the least people you should even bring to be the ones chasing you for the title. That is why, even if you give example, the two times that Liverpool won the game, won the league, the good news for them was that it was not City who was chasing them. If it was Chelsea, I don't think we would have been having any conversation of it will still be on record that over 30 years or over 3 decades now they haven't won the league. But they were so lucky to pick form at a time when a team like City were not firing on all cylinders. But the same cannot be said for the likes of Arsenal, because when Arsenal, any season, any campaign now, they seem to be in their best form. That is when City is firing on all cylinders. So it's quite difficult for Arsenal to now they can't even beat their chest right now and say this league is theirs. It's more of City than that of Arsenal. Forget what the table is saying.
okay.
So for me, that's my take. And that of Aston Villa is something where even last season we saw it. Just that towards the end of the season, I don't know. It's like let me use the word gas out. They gassed out and they now fell from Champions League places when they came down to Europa League. So let's see how this season goes.
Okay, yes.
I just hope my team, United, will make top 4.
Okay. Now, just like you stated, Arsenal, even every Arsenal fan would not expect what City are into now. I think towards the third, fourth matches, City were kind of far away off from being even in the equation. That was on paper, but true football fans knew that Guardiola teams have some kind of magic. So as Arsenal fans now will be biting their fingers, seeing that having been 15 points ahead of City some point in time in this season, it is now left with 5 points, which could be reduced to 2 points tomorrow if City wins their game on New Year Day. How would you want to describe Arsenal's season? How would you want to describe their season, having given so much gap, yet they can't go far? It's just like having so close yet so far. That is what it is now for Arsenal. how would you describe their season so far compared to their two previous seasons where they are falling short of the league also?
Is compared to other seasons, when I'm currently injured, at least they have good centre backs that can fill in that role and all of those stuff. I know based on what Alex Ferguson, they say defense is the one that wins you games. So right now this season, I don't know point 40. Is it that they are just used to sleep? Compared to previous season, it's easy. It was the squad that they have. They can't really play all the games due to fatigue and all of those stuff. That is where squad depth comes in. So that is, they have the squad depth. At least if Saka is not there, there is this non-Madueke to fill in for him. And, especially the back line, they have that depth at the back. But this season, I don't know. I think the common thing between Arsenal now, if you compare to other seasons, to sleep up. It's like there's this pressure which keeps mounting on them as the fixtures keep going and going. In fact, they are at the top. There's this pressure that weighs on them, and it causes them to sleep up. So they don't have any excuse. If you ask me, there's no excuse for Arsenal not to win this league. But due to who is chasing them, you can't really say for sure. Because honestly, in fact, since this Saudi, or let's say this Arab takeover, since they now had Arab owners, it's very difficult for them to chase you in the league and you end up winning that league.
That's for City.
The season where Man City, they are not really on the up and up. So that of Arsenal now is very difficult to see, given Man City, who is firing on all seasons, that's chasing them.
Thank you very much for your.
So that's to take that.
Yeah, you said.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's I love that line where you said there's no excuse for them not to win the league this season. But we know that just like you also noted that City is a force when it comes to chasing the league. Also, now for this just halfway into the season, exactly halfway into the season, as at yesterday, Chelsea's 2-2 draw with Bournemouth. That's Chelsea not being able to have win any of their last 7 games. What did you think changed for Enzo Maresca and Chelsea?
Yeah.
Now, prior to November, Chelsea were on a high spirits, winning games, beating teams, and even doing a lot of things. Now, prior to yesterday's game, they were winningless in 6 games. So yesterday's games made 7 straight games where Chelsea have failed to pick up points, and they've, just like Man United, they've lost 12 points from winning positions this season alone. What did you think change from the first phase of the season? Let's say from match day 1 to match day 5 to this point, because there seems to be retrogressing. What changed for Maresca and his boys?
I'll tell you that there's this belief that they now have, especially for the fact it's not like they're out of form. In fact, I can say that they are in the best form of their life. So beating a team like Barcelona, who can be considered as the favorite team, so there's this belief that they have that can go all for this league. If I were to say something about this, because I feel there is that belief that they can go all out in the Champions League will now make them to want to focus their manpower at that place. Focus their manpower there, and their league position would suffer. What's his name? Caicedo, who was suspended. I think that was one thing again that affected the boys. And Enzo Fernandez is not really on the up and up. The guy's form has dropped. And if you think about their left wing is not really. They don't really have productive wingers that can get it. If you ask a Chelsea fan right now, what is the problem? They'll tell you about their left wing. I was talking to one. So, and again, they are 9. They are 9. Apart from maybe João Pedro, who is even trying. That Liam Delap is all play for Ipswich United.
Okay.
Delap is not just impressive. If I am Chelsea, I think I will cut these guys. I'll cut Jackson's. loan move. I'll cut it short and let him come back.
I have you back.
Then let's not talk about let's even go. Let's not even talk about their defense, the injury woes that they have.
Yeah,
They had
yes.
someone like Levi Cooper.
Yes. Their back line has
Are you
suffered a
there?
lot.
Who is confident on the ball, who can help them to transit into their back line too has suffered. And that it's very difficult for them to now put their trust on someone like Tosin. Tosin has been very poor for Chelsea because there's not even people I wish them well. So they should keep having this problem. So there'll be less competition for the top four.
Okay. All right. Okay, now before we let you go, this is halfway into the season.
Okay.
If you look at top 6, we have Arsenal topping the league, City second, Villa third, Liverpool, Chelsea fourth, Man U fifth. Then we have Liverpool. As soon as Liverpool plays today, I think they are supposed to on Thursday they will top both Chelsea and Man United. So, do you think the top 6 will remain like that, or is there any tweak you are looking at? Okay, now let me put it this way. From what we've seen from the first half of the season, can you predict? Let's have your prediction for the top 6 at the end of the season.
Well, if you ask me, I will tell you first position that will go to Man City. Second position, Arsenal. I don't see Aston Villa going all the way, so they will drop. Then Liverpool, Manchester United.
Wow. Arsenal.
So fourth, Manchester United. Yes.
So Chelsea finished 5th.
Arsenal second. Chelsea, I don't know, they will manage 5th or 6th position, whichever one that, at least so far they go to Europa League. I feel that is where they belong.
All right. Thank you. Now, finally, before you go, now the January transfer window is opening tomorrow. Which players or which place did you think Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, City should strengthen in the January transfer window? Let's take it a club at a time. Let's start with Arsenal.
Well, for me, Arsenal, they should strengthen their wings.
Okay.
They need to strengthen their wings. Actually, they strengthen their wings. But I feel they're okay in the back line.
Yes.
Then their midfield is superb. It's okay. I think their wings, they need to strengthen it. At least they're probably slightly above Saka a bit. I don't know whether they can find somebody of that profile, but at least somebody who is as productive as Saka.
Okay.
Because I don't trust Noni Madueke to deputize him on that right wing.
Okay.
Then on the left, anyway, I don't know.
Okay.
They should trans.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least for me, it's the wings.
The wings, both wings.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Manchester United, the midfield.
All right.
The midfield, we need to strengthen the midfield.
Okay, for Man United, the midfield.
Yeah. The midfield, and probably somebody who should play on the top 9 again. If we can get a player like Ivan, that guy is coming. If he comes to a team like United,
sorry, I didn't get.
Apart from the fact that he wants to be considered for the World Cup. So I believe he's someone who will give his all. So it's someone that we can call upon, to come into the game and change the game and probably even get us 3 points in some of the games that we need it desperately.
All right, Man City.
Well, for Man City, in fact, if you look at the Man City team, I don't know. The only thing they should do now is to find more deputies in certain areas.
Okay.
Because as for me, they are good to go.
Okay, City are good to
Probably maybe they want to get. If you think of their back line, if you think of the midfield, the only thing they should hope for now is some of their players to come back from injury. I don't know how long Rodri is supposed to be sidelined, but if someone like Rodri should come back and is fully fit, that's a very big plus for them.
All right, Chelsea.
So as for me, I don't see Chelsea. They need defenders.
Okay.
They need defenders. And to think there is somebody, there is a defender that they have exiled, despite all these injury woes and the rest. If I'm Maresca, I should be thinking of bringing Disasi back to the team. I don't know what that man. I don't know what Disasi probably did to him, but well, it's for him to decide. But I believe once they get more defense, if they get somebody who they can rely on in the defense, like a ball carrying defender, someone like Levi Kowi now, someone that has that profile that Kowi has. I believe their season will turn around.
Okay.
Which other team?
Liverpool.
Yeah, okay, Liverpool. Liverpool for me, I feel since what's his name, Harvey Elliott is on loan. I think it's best they cut his loan short and bring him back so that at least he will deputize Salah on the right wing. Considering the fact that Isak is injured, that means they need a striker, someone that can play top 9 for them. But someone with that profile of being a prolific striker that they can rely on and want to come, for a short term is something again. And that's where a player like Ivan Toney can come into. That means what I expect in the transfer window now is maybe a team like Liverpool and Manchester United should be gunning for a striker like Ivan Toney.
All right.
Because that guy, I believe, like I said earlier, he's coming in kind of desire to want to, show Tuchel that yes, he's capable to be. He deserves to have his place in the England squad ahead of the World Cup. So they want to prove a point. So I believe any team that lands a player like Ivan Toney, they should know that they are getting a good deal.
All right. Thank you very much. The season fracas is definitely going to begin in the opening weekend of the season. That's where we'll be heading to match week 19. Yeah. And just like you have stated, every team right about now will be looking at players to fix and those they need to send out on loan and give space for those that are coming in. And all right, thank you very much for joining us this time around. We really appreciate your time and your input.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for giving me the chance to speak.
Thank you very much. We are hoping to see you very soon again next time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah. Thank you. That's the size of our package for today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share this video. See you next time.